Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are a new subscriber, thank you so much. And if you are one of my regular subscribers, thank you for coming back. Look at this, guys. I let my thing slip. Oh well, it is what it is. It's going to be hidden, so I'm not worried. So this is part 2 of us making this envelope journal or ephemera storage. And so what I done is I went ahead and I punched my holes in here. I did create a template for this exact size journal. So the template is 7 inches by 1.5 inches. And then this is based on using 5 envelopes. And you can download this template for free over on my Buy Me a Coffee, which is linked down below. And it will come out perfect if you don't do what I did and I let it slip. So what I would do is put it in there and then I would clip it down when you go to poke the holes in it. And I was just trying to hold it. And of course, I couldn't find my awl.
I'm going to try the
So, hang on. Okay, sorry. I couldn't find my awl, so I had to use an ice pick. So that might have been part of the issue too. Who knows? I don't. So I went ahead and I punched my holes, which I'm not stressed about this because you're not going to see it. I don't know where my huge needles are, so hopefully my stuff will fit through these needles here. So I am going to do the 3-hole stitch on these, and I have got some red, and like again, it's not going to matter, even though it matches, but it's not going to matter because it's going to be hidden. And you don't have to hide it. If you want to see it, you know, definitely can. I'm just going to put something over the back of it. So what I want to do is I normally want about 3 links. It really doesn't take that much, but I've got so much of this, it's fine. It's not a problem. You want about 3 links of whatever it is that you're going to be doing. And I am just going to attempt to get my needle. And I'm going to try to thread it. I don't know if I can see it. Did I get it? Yeah, I got it. Well, how about that? Okay. So I need to figure out which one I want to be first. And which one I want second. So let me just close these down kind of how they'll be, so I can figure out the way I want to stitch them in. And because I always stitch from the back to the front, it just makes it a little easier for me. Okay. So we've only got one of the fish, so we're going to have that one in the middle. And then let's do this one here. And then this one here. And then let's do this one will be first. So this one will be our back one. Okay. So now what I'm going to do, and I've already marked where my hole was going to be on my envelope. And I don't even poke the holes in it. I just do it with my needle. And now if you're worried about how strong this could be, you could put like a strip of tape or something like that. But I'm not stressed over it because it's really not going to have a lot of stressors on it. Okay, so I'm pulling that through that middle, and I'm going to pull it down, and I'm going to leave myself a little tail, and I'm just going to hold that. Then I'm going to go up in through that top hole on that same line, I need to, we're not using this. I need to get another piece of string. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it's starting to, so let me, so it's unwound there, so maybe that was part of it. And we're just going to get rid of all of that because I am not taking any chances. So let's try this again. Now one thing I'm going to go ahead and do, I'm just going to go ahead and poke the hole right here so I can see it when I am coming back through. All right, let's see if we can get this thing threaded again. I can't even see it. I got to put my glasses on. Not that they help too much. Oh my goodness, guys. How many of you have problems like this? And the funny thing is, I can thread my sewing machine like it is nobody's business. I guess because I've done it so much that it's almost like I can just feel where it goes. Now I do want to make sure of what is the top. Okay. I wanted to make sure I was sewing these in the correct direction. Okay, so I'm going to hold on to that. I'm going to go into this top hole here. And I'm about to lose my tail. And then I'm going to go into this top hole right here. And when I have this in my lap, it's a lot easier for me to do, but I can't really show it to you guys when I'm doing it in my lap. So then I just come down to the bottom hole. And then I go into the bottom hole down here. And I didn't get my hole big enough. But it's okay. And then I'm going to go back through this middle hole. But when you go back through the middle hole, you want to make sure that you do not split your thread, because if you split your thread, it's not gonna hold. And then you want to come up on the opposite side of that string, just like that. And then I'm just going to tie a knot in it. And I'm just going to tie a couple knots because nobody's going to see this, because we are going to be covering this up. And then I'm just going to leave a little bit longer because, like I said, it doesn't matter. Now, I think I want to cut this off a little bit. Excuse me. And so now I'm going to go ahead and I am going to close this envelope up. So I'm just going to put my glue. Let me just do it right here. And you can do this with tape or with glue. Either one. And I don't know, there it is. And I'm just holding it closed for just a second. And I'll make sure I don't have it done. And then I'll show you how we're going to keep that held down. But look how cute that is already looking. And I mean, if I were to leave that red, that would look so adorable. But if I hadn't have done that, I would be tempted to leave that red. But, yeah, I made a boo-boo, so we're not going to. that one's closed. So now let's go on to the next one. And I'm going to go ahead and cut this off a little bit before I even start. And I will go ahead and poke my 3 holes. And what I'll do is I'll do this one, and then I will speed up the video for the other 3, so that you guys don't have to sit here and watch the same exact thing over and over. But I will do it one more time so that you guys can see how I do it. And like I said, if I was doing this on my lap, it would be so much easier for me. But it is kind of awkward for me doing it like this, because this is not how I normally do it. But it will be okay. Alright, so I'm just going back in through this top hole, hopefully, maybe. Maybe I didn't even get it all the way through. I can't even see my needle. There it is. And I have the book Cradle from Miss E from scrapbookingwithme.com, and it is amazing. And you would think that I would have brought it over here to use, but I didn't, because I was being rather goofy, because that would have made things so much easier. But guys, y'all should know me by now. I always do things the difficult way. So now I'm just going to go through the bottom hole, and then the bottom hole down here, and then pull it through. And I'm sure I am halfway off camera because I keep wanting to get it over to where I'm used to having it. And then we're going to go back through this middle hole, and again, just pay attention not to split your string, because if you split your string, it is not going to hold. Then I'm just pulling it tight, and I want the tails on opposite sides of that middle string there. And then I'm just tying a couple little knots in it, maybe. Just like that. And then I will cut that off. I got something stuck on my scissors. Oh well. And then we're going to glue this shut. Maybe, if I can get my glue working. Now watch, it's probably all going to come flying out at one time. I don't know how many of you guys were subscribers of mine when that happened one day on my channel. I was like messing with my Fabri-Tac, and I was squeezing it hard like that, and I mean, it went flying everywhere. But that's me. Y'all know how I am. Okay, so I'm going to speed this part of the video up so that I don't torture you guys with having to watch this. So I will speed this up, and once we get this last envelope, which is actually the first one sewn in, I will be back. Okay guys, so we are done with that part of it. So there are a couple of things that I need to do. So one, I don't like my flaps being like this. So one thing that I do is I take my leftover papers and I use my leftover papers to do a lot of the like embellishments on the inside of the journal. Now I don't know that this one is going to need a lot of embellishments because it is just, I love it. But we've got them and we're going to see what we can do. So for this one, normally I try to do something the opposite of it. So let's do this for this one. And where is my paper trimmer? Grab it. And so I'm just going to use the length of this, which is the cutoffs from doing the envelopes. And, you know what, we may just do that some. So let's make it about 3/4 of an inch long. So I actually need 3 of the red. So let's go ahead and just do 3 from the same paper here. And I'm just cutting these at 3/4 of an inch. And then is the blue like that? Yeah. And so let's do 2 blue ones at 3/4 of an inch. Okay, so now I've got those cut. And one thing I do like to do, and this is not something you have to do, I do like the corners rounded just slightly. So I'm literally using my smallest little spot right there, just around those corners. And, you know, like I said, this is, again, this is personal preference. You could use Velcro to close these down. You could use magnets. You don't have to close them. This is just one of the things that I've done, you know, since I started making them. And so I just kind of, I'm a creature of habit. Once I get stuck on doing something, that's just kind of how I just do it from then on. So that's why I'm doing it like this. Okay, so now that I've got them, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my Fabri-Tac and I'm going to put a little spot glue there and a little glue right there. And so I'm going to want to put this on there, about right there, just so that that flap will tuck in there good. And then we'll let it dry. And so now we need to do the same thing for the blue. And it's just, you know, a neat little way to keep it closed. And I always try to measure it because you want to make sure that you catch enough of the envelope. But these little, these journals are, they're good for journals, or especially like travel journals. You know, if you're going off or on a vacation or something, you could put everything from your vacation, like all of your receipts, your ephemera, your memorabilia, you could put them in these envelopes. And then when you got back home, then you could journal about it. You know, you could transfer it from the envelopes into something else, or you could leave them in there. You know, there's just a number of different things that you can do with these. Or another thing that you can do is you can use these to store your ephemera in. And, you know, you can have like your butterflies and fussy cuts in one. And, you know, there's just so much that you can do with this style. That's why I enjoy it so much, because it is very versatile. Alright, so the last one will go right here. And then let me pull this up. Okay. I can see I got it off, so it's going to be crazy. Alright, so now the next thing that I want to do is I want to, I think I want to cover my spine, because I'm afraid that's going to crack, for one thing. And I think this will actually work just fine. So we're going to cut this at 7 inches. And we're just going to use this piece. I think it looks good with that offset pattern. I like stuff like that. So I'm just cutting this at 7 inches. Now I just want to take a look. Okay, and I do want to round the corners on this. And then I'm trying to decide, do I want to just use glue, or do I want to use tape as well? Let's just glue. And I'm not even going to try and score this, because what I'll do is I'll just glue along the spine, and then I'll just try to, you know, even it up. And then I'll kind of, not really score it, but I'll fold it from there. So I'm just putting glue all on the spine here. And now I want to, and I'm going to stand it up so that you guys can kind of see. I am wanting to put that on about even. And that looks pretty even until I move it. That looks pretty good right there. Alright, so we've got that. So now I am just going to take my roller or bone folder, you know, whatever you have, and you really want to work that glue. Yep, that's looking good. Looking good. Okay, I'm just going to hold that for just a second. I probably should have done some tape too, but I didn't. Okay, it's starting to stick now. So now I'm just going to get my glue, and I'm going to put it on this little flap here. Be careful about getting too close to the edge. I mean, if it does go out, it's okay, but I just prefer that it didn't. And then we're going to do the same thing back here. there's the basic construction of it. And then I need to figure out how I want it to close. Normally I will do elastic through the back, and that may be what we do on this one as well. I do want to put like a pocket in the front. So I have red there. Let's go with, let's do it. This is what I normally do on these types of journals. And I thought I was going to be good and not do that on this, but I can't help it. So what I'm going to do, I don't even know what size this is. It looks like maybe 5 inches by 12 inches. And let's see. Okay, so I fold it right here. And I don't normally measure. I just lay it down in the cover and then just kind of start playing around with it from there. I will round the corners. So this will go right there. And so then this needs to fold about there. So we fold that. And then this, we're going to need to fold it. We're just going to fold it like that. Now, do we want, yes, we do. We're going to actually put it down towards the bottom, and we're going to keep this as a pocket. So I'm going to glue this down, and I'm just going to glue it on 3 sides. Okay. I'm gluing it on the 3 sides, making sure that I'm not in the way of my seam or my spine. Okay. Looks like I was twisting it, and I don't want to do that. Okay, so there's that. And so then what I like to do, so we have that. So now let's see, what else do we want to do? Let's see. That's a good size, so let's do that. So I'm just going to fold this over, and then I'll check my size and all in just a moment. Okay, so it would go right there like that. That's a good size, so let's round these corners. So I will put that down there right there. And then just trying to see how I want it to go, guys. That's why I'm getting quiet, because I'm trying to think. That's what I will. Okay, so let's go ahead and glue this down. Okay, I want to get it even. Little tiny bit. Alright, and so this, see, I'm trying to think. We might do this one instead. So let's cut this top off. I don't think I'm going to need or want, well, I don't know, we can, okay, yeah, I do. I'm going to use this whole piece. See, I was just thinking that I might cut it off, but no, I'm not. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to fold that right there. Okay, so let's fold that. And then with this, this is going to be a pocket from this side. And so I will put this little hole right here to signify that. And so I want to glue around 3 sides. So now I want to make sure I get that even. Gluing that down. That is now glued down on 3 sides, so we have a pocket right there. And yes, I know this is too long, but there's a reason. Okay, so now I think I'm just, let me see what this looks like. Okay, that's gonna be good. So I'm going to fold this right here. All right, so there's that. All right, guys, as you see, it takes me a while to do all of this kind of stuff because I do all kinds of flips and flops and fold outs. I am going to keep working on getting those done, and I will come back tomorrow, hopefully tomorrow, with a flip through to show you what all I did do in this journal. So, well, that's a little too wide. Is that one more narrow? Yeah. So see, we've got a pocket there. How cute! And then the way that we have glued this in right here, we also have a pocket right there. And then I haven't even started on this. And guys, I'm only on the first section of the front cover. Who knows what it's going to end up being? Stick around, guys. Bye.